So again, the trick is you're either grabbing the rubber and pulling it over the rim, or you're grabbing the rim and pushing it forward over the rubber. So this is how to change the front tires on your riding lawnmower. First thing you have to know is the tire size. It should be written right on there. These are 15 by 6 by 6. The next thing is tools you're going to need. You're going to need a tire iron or something similar with a little hook on the end. Lots of times on jacks, on the end of a jack lever, you'll have that little hook you can use. You're also going to need, if you have two, that would be great. If not, you can use another long tool, a piece of metal, a long screwdriver. This is actually for pulling weeds, but it works great. It's got a little hook on the end. A large clamp for breaking the bead. A pair of gloves because it's going to be dirty, and a bucket of soapy water to help lubricate that bead, the rubber to the metal and get it out easier. And first word of caution is don't get your face too close to these. Lots of times you're going to be putting a lot of force on these levers, and if you're too close, it's going to hit that rubber and pop right out. So don't be putting your force down on it with your face in there, because like I said, you have a lot of force, and if it slips, the rubber is just going to spring this up and hit you in the face. But the first thing you have to do is break the bead. Now these are tubeless tires, which means there's no inner tube, but they're stuck to the bead, stuck to the rim on that bead. So I've let all the air out, but it still isn't compressing. So what I have to do is push down on the valve stem. You could also remove the valve if you can do that. But you push down on the valve stem and stand on it, because you really want to compress this tire until you break the bead. And this is also where this clamp can work. So I'm standing on the tire and pushing in that valve stem. This is where you can use the clamp. Just compress this down with this clamp as much as you can, like that. And then get in here with your tire iron and just try to wedge it, and when you do, this whole thing will pop down and you'll know it. So now it's free from the bead on that side. So you can see we're off the bead on the inside now. We're good here. On the front, it's still stuck to the bead. And you got to make sure with your clamp that this side will not move. You're pushing in from here. So you're pushing in with this side. So you want it as close to the bead as possible over here. And as you tighten it, it wants to ride up away from the rim. So you got to push down with this hand as you tighten. Okay, and what you want to do is compress it enough that you can get this tire iron in there. You got to pull it away from the rim. There we go. Clamp force down, standing on it, and just try to get in there and try to get a bite with your tire iron. And you're pulling it away, and that'll break it. So now it's free from the rim. So now you can get rid of the clamp and go to the bucket of soapy water, and you're going to want to get this inside edge and the rim itself. Next, I start with the tire iron, and it has that little hook in it. I get under the rubber and lift that over, and now you have one edge. And I switch that now with this tool, and you just keep working your way around little by little. There's no secret here, no finesse. If you can grab it on the side like this at a 90-degree angle, that's great. The further away from this you can grab, the better. So here I'm maybe 90 degrees from there. Let's see if I can get it over. I'll have to stand on this. And I got that other edge over. So now I have this whole side off. Yep, right there. And I have that side over. I got a bite there. And we're off one side, as you can see. So the trick is grab it, lift it over, go as far as you can, grab it, lift it over, and just keep working your way around. And you want to get this little edge here, that little rounded bit, in and pop it over. So now we're on this side. So now we're not grabbing the rubber, we're kind of grabbing the rim and lifting the rim over the rubber. So the first side, we're grabbing the rubber over the rim. Now we're grabbing the rim, trying to pull it through the rubber. And that's why I think it's harder. Use this tool to hold it. And again, just work your way around and grab the rim and pull the rim through. Okay, so now that you've got one tool in here, now I like to go to this side, the pointy end. And I get it right in here. You can see right in that point where there's a little cup in the rim. I put the point in there and I lift up, and that's my lever. And I'm pushing on, pushing forward. So I'm pushing the rim through the tire. So I'm getting in this little cup and pushing it forward. And just working my way around. And it pops right out, just like that. So on the first side, you're grabbing the tire with the curved end and lifting it over. On the back side, you're sliding it right in here and pushing forward on it and just working your way around. So that's where the pointy end comes in play. Okay, we're ready to put the new tire on. Again, a lot of soapy water. And with this, I'm trying to rotate it into the tire as much as I can. Sometimes you can get it most of the way in there. And then I'm going to use the hooked end, grab the tire, and try to pull it over. So I'm grabbing the tire and pulling it over the rim. So we're on one side. Now on the back. This time you want to get soap kind of inside the rim, inside the rubber, and on the rim. And again, this time you're going to be pulling the rim over in through the rubber. So you're either grabbing the rubber or the rim. And on this one, trying to get under the rubber, grab the rim, and lift it over. And then once you get it, step on it to hold it down. So I got this side here, and I'm just going to step on it and not move that. And just work my way around, grabbing the rim and lifting the rubber over. It's hard to get a good grab. There we go. Last little bit, just stomp it in. There we go. The rim is on. So again, the trick is you're either grabbing the rubber and pulling it over the rim, or you're grabbing the rim and pushing it forward over the rubber. And I use the hook part on everything except the second step of removal, where I'm kind of lifting off the rim. Now you need to fill it up with air, and you need to seat this bead. And the way to do it, I did in a previous video. You can either use a ratchet strap or a rope with a bar, and you're going to tighten it to compress the bead out. Otherwise it won't seat. You need to seat the bead. Right now there's a big gap here. Get my whole hand in. So you need to compress this tire, seat the bead, and then fill it up with air.
Didn't work. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Note to self, don't do brake cleaner. Starting fluid's the trick.
Well, I hope you liked the video you just watched. If you did, feel free to subscribe by clicking the button on this side. You can also check out all the videos I've done, the playlist from things I've built, things I've fixed, home repair, 3D printing. And on this side, you can check out a recommended video similar to the one you just watched. And as always, down in the description, I'll put a link to my blog, which has more pictures and more information about the video you just watched. Thanks.